is a presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Baltimore. We are Arizona.
It's a Teal Tuesday here at Chase Field. Four-game series with the Rockies continues. Tonight it's game 2. Boy, we had some tense moments here late last night before the D-backs fell a run shy. Now a chance to even the series and get the wild card lead back to 5 games. It's D-backs baseball on Fox Sports Arizona. Good evening from Chase Field. Welcome to the broadcast. Steve Berthiaume and Bob Brenly along the way. It's the fight for postseason. The D-backs and the Rockies, and the right to host the National League wild card game. We should see a whole lot of strikeouts tonight. We've got a matchup of power pitchers for you. Bob, starting with the Diamondbacks and Taijuan Walker.
Taijuan Walker really throwing the ball well lately, coming off a start at Colorado last week. He shut him out on 3 hits over 5 innings, struck out 10 Rockies batters, including the first 8 of the ball game in his career. 2-1 with a 190 against the Rockies.
Excellent numbers for Taijuan versus this Colorado lineup. John Gray was their opening day starter in Denver, and he's pitched like the ace lately.
Yeah, 2013 third overall pick in the draft. He wants to be the ace of this staff, and over his last 7 starts, he's pitched like an ace. A lot of fastballs from John Gray. 2
big power right-handers go toe-to-toe. Game 2 of this 4-game set, the D-backs and the Rockies on Fox Sports Arizona. Diamondbacks baseball on Fox Sports Arizona is brought to you by Gila River Casinos. Earn rewards 10 times faster than ever before with the card by Gila River Casinos. Sign up for the card today. By Chaz Roberts Air Conditioning and Plumbing. Choose Chaz. By Jack in the Box and the Jumbo Jack, a home run for your mouth. And by CenturyLink, connecting you to the power of the digital world. Baseball on Fox Sports Arizona is brought to you by your Valley Honda dealers, where you get more standard features for less money. By Tire Pros, everything rotates around you. By Gigablast, internet from Cox. Get ready for the gig life. By Oregano's, step up to the plate for a guaranteed home run. At Oregano's, your neighborhood pizza joint, location statewide. By Phoenix Raceway, see Dale Jr.'s final West Coast race at the Can-Am 500 November 12th. Tickets at phoenixraceway.com. And by State Farm, here to help life go right. Talk to an agent today or call 1-800-STATE-FARM.
The gap in the wild card race, only 4 games. And tonight the D-backs hand the ball to big number 99. The Rockies and the Diamondbacks next.
In the upcoming season.
Time to get back in the win column. Taijuan Walker and the Diamondbacks. The second of a 4-game visit from the Colorado Rockies. Steve Berthune, Bob Brenly, and Kate Longworth with you. Colorado comes in rolling. They've won 5 straight, 7 of their last 8. They're only 4 games behind the Diamondbacks for that first NL wild card. And here's the Rockies lineup. It's brought to you by your Valley Chevy dealers.
Well, if it looks familiar, it's because it's the same lineup that Bud Black ran out there last night. This is his A team. Charlie Blackmon in center field. DJ LeMahieu at second base. Carlos Gonzalez out in right field. Last night's hero for the Rockies, Nolan Arenado. At third base, Gerardo Parra, the former D-back, in left field. Trevor Story will be at shortstop with Mark Reynolds at first base. Jonathan Lucroy doing the catching for right-hander John Gray.
Another big right-hander goes for the Diamondbacks. Your Ram truck starter is Taijuan Walker. 9-7, a 3.33 ERA. Taijuan has won his last 3 starts, including a win over these Rockies at Coors Field on the last road trip.
Yeah, he was as dominating as a pitcher could possibly be at the beginning of that ball game. Just mowed down the Rockies. He was hooked up with Kyle Freeland in that ball game.
Let's take a look at the Diamondbacks defense. That's brought to us by Nationwide Vision Centers.
David Peralta out in left field. A.J. Pollock will be in center with J.D. Martinez over in right field. It'll be Jake Lamb at third base. Ketel Marte at short. Daniel Descalso getting a start at second tonight. Paul Goldschmidt over at first base. Chris Iannetta will be doing the catching for the big right-hander Taijuan Walker.
Mark Rippiger has the balls and strikes tonight. He's the plate umpire. Rob Drake at first base. Phil Cuzzy at second. And the crew chief, Tom Hallion, is our third base umpire tonight. And before we get going, BB, time for your Valley Honda dealers. Key to the game.
Well, remember where you are, Diamondbacks. You're playing at Chase Field tonight. The Colorado Rockies, a very average offensive ball club away from their home park. And remember where you are in the standings. You're the team that everybody else is chasing. Time to start playing like it.
Been a little bumpy lately for Torey Lovullo's ball club. They've lost 3 of their last 4 following that 13-game winning streak. And they'll put the shift on for Charlie Blackmon, who is set to lead us off. Blackmon leading the National League with that .338 batting average. Ketel Marte, the shortstop, on the edge of the grass, first base side of second, along with Daniel Descalso. Jake Lamb near the bag at third. Blackmon 6 leadoff homers this year, but this is a harmless fly ball to center for A.J. Pollock. 1 pitch, 1 out for Taiwan.
Love that. Can't be much more efficient than 1 pitch, 1 out. He's on pace to throw 27 pitches here tonight.
Pace? That would be like a record or something. Well, let's see about the LeMahieu shift, and it is in effect for DJ LeMahieu. There is no one in left field. There is no one in left center field for a guy who makes his living hitting the ball to right and right center. That is the outfield alignment.
Now, I did watch DJ LeMahieu take batting practice today, and he was hitting a lot of balls hard to left field. Of course, that was batting practice at 5 o'clock. Things change once the game rolls around. LeMahieu's natural approach, as we've talked about throughout this season, that front shoulder flies open, the front hip flies open, the hands lead the bat through the hitting zone, and most of the time it results in a ball hit to the right side.
Well, he had 3 hits last night, doubled, tripled, had an RBI, scored twice, but the only time they used the LeMahieu shift was when he hit the ball off the wall in the right field corner. He just hit it over everybody. There's a strike, and it's 2-1.
That's the 3rd time he's actually beaten the shift by just hitting the ball over it. He had a triple high off the wall at Coors Field. He had a double right down the first baseline against this same shift.
You see the way they defend the left side. You've got Marte and Lamb near the line in case he does try and pull the ball, because if it gets behind the shortstop and the third baseman, there is no one out there in left. It's a foul that way.
Yeah, and you figure if a ground ball gets past Ketel Marte to his left, ideally A.J. Pollock will be able to close ground quickly enough from his center field position to limit the damage to a double.
Yeah, they've got A.J. standing where he might normally be. David Peralta, the left fielder, is in right center. Well, not much has worked against DJ LeMahieu lately. He has hit safely in 18 of his last 19 games. And during that span, he's batting over .350. Last year's National League batting champion. One more time on 3-2 from Taijuan Walker. He walked him.
Right fielder number 5.
Well, he got Blackmon to fly out on 1 pitch, a 7-pitch at bat to LeMahieu. As a man on first for Carlos Gonzalez, 0 for 3 last night. He did walk and score a run that snapped a 6-game hitting streak. He's been hot lately.
You know, we talk a lot about Torey Lovullo and linking at bats in an inning. And if you think about it, the 1 pitch out to Charlie Blackmon, DJ LeMahieu's job to link at bats was to see as many pitches as he possibly could. So I'm sure Bud Black is very pleased with that at bat by his second baseman.
Fastball's in there, 0-1.
If the guy in front of you in the lineup, if Charlie Blackmon had seen 8 or 9 pitches, then maybe DJ LeMahieu's a little more aggressive in his at bat. But 1 pitch, 1 out. You've got to try to see as many pitches as you can the rest of the inning.
There's the splitter from Taiwan. It missed away, and it's 1-1. Taiwan, when he faced Colorado 2 starts ago, as Bob mentioned, just dominant. Gave up only 3 hits, 5 scoreless innings, had 10 strikeouts. And in that ball game, the first 8 outs he recorded came via the strikeout. He's ahead of Cargo 1-2. Called strike 3. A fastball is in there, and Gonzalez didn't like it.
Now we touched on it in the open. You're going to see a lot of fastballs from both these starting pitchers tonight. We know Taijuan Walker likes to work up in the zone, will push hitters off the plate with that big fastball that he has, and John Gray really likes his fastball. You see a lot of first pitch fastballs first time through the order from John Gray.
Nolan Arenado, 311, 33 homers, leading the major leagues in RBIs. A big night last night. He doubled, he homered, he knocked in 4. He had the big blow, that 3-run homer off Jake Barrett in the 8th inning. Taijuan jumps ahead 0-2. Barrett gave up the LeMahieu triple, pitched around Cargo for a walk, and then hung a slider to Arenado.
One that was just begging to be hit, just never took the break, just kind of spun up there in the middle of the strike zone, and LeMahieu punished it.
Arenado had some words for a fan who'd been heckling him down there all game long. Ketel Marte, they go the short way for the force on LeMahieu. Diamondbacks coming up against Big John Gray. Starter for the Rockies, the big 25-year-old righty John Gray. He was Colorado's opening day starter. This is a guy who wants to be the ace. He says you have to be able to go out there and show it off, and he's got his chance tonight.
And I talked to some people close to the Rockies to ask if that was said in a cocky way or if it's just John Gray's competitiveness boiling over, and they said he's a great guy, a great competitor. He just wants to be the best. He was taken with a #1 pick in the 2013 draft, and he expects to be the ace of this staff.
Valley Chevy Dealers presents the Diamondbacks lineup tonight.
David Peralta in left field, Chris Iannetta doing the catching, Jake Lamb will be at third base, Paul Goldschmidt at first base, J.D. Martinez will be out in right field with A.J. Pollock in center, Daniel Descalso at second base, Ketel Marte at short, and Taijuan Walker on the mound.
David 0 for 4 with a walk last night, 294 on the year. That one is by Gray, and it trickles into center, a leadoff single. Big hard turn, the freight train's aboard. Let's look at Colorado defensively, and that's brought to us by Nationwide Vision Center.
Left to right across the outfield, it'll be Gerardo Parra, Charlie Blackmon, and Carlos Gonzalez. Third to first across the infield, Nolan Arenado, Trevor Story, DJ LeMahieu, and Mark Reynolds. Jonathan Lucroy will be doing the catching once again tonight for right-hander John Gray.
Another start, batting second, this time against a right-hander for catcher Chris Iannetta. 240, 14 homers. He walked twice in his start behind the plate last night, scored a run.
And I mentioned it earlier, Gray throws a lot of fastballs, especially first pitch, first time through the opposing order, and that should play right into the Diamondbacks' hands. Over the last 30 days, they've hit .465 on the first pitch of an at-bat. They've slugged .965. Both those numbers are first in Major League Baseball over the last month.
Chris pops it up first base side. Reynolds straddling the foul line, and he's got it in foul ground. That'll bring up Jake Lamb.
Third baseman, number 22, Jake Lamb.
Jake, 2 RBI shy of 100. 253, 27 home runs. Reached on an error as a pinch hitter in that 9th inning last night. Diamondbacks in both the 8th and 9th, just 1 hit away from taking a lead or winning the ball game. It was one of those nights. Kept waiting for that big moment. The Rockies have the shift on against Lamb. It trickles away from Reynolds. Rolls up the line. Peralta around second. He's headed for third. And he's in there standing up. Two free bases there for David Peralta.
John Gray spikes a pickoff attempt over there at first base. Reynolds couldn't reach out there with the backhand and make the play. Rolls all the way down that right field line. I'll tell you one thing for David Peralta, you'd really love to see him just run and pick up Tony Perez-Chica. Look how many steps he wasted looking back over his shoulder between first and second, and then again from second to third. You got to trust your third base coach.
He won. The error on the pitcher Gray puts Peralta at third, 1 out. I'm not sure David even looked once at Tony Perez-Chica that whole time.
Looking back over his right shoulder between first and second, and over his left shoulder between second and third. That's why they're there, to make it easier for you to run from base to base. You don't have to look over your shoulder. Trust your coaches.
Fastball away, misses. It's 2-0 on Lamb. D-backs a chance to strike first against John Gray. Swing and a miss, a hard fastball at 97, 2-1. John Gray's slider, usually his put-away pitch, but that hasn't been there for him consistently. He believes with that he's got to throw his fastball better, throw that fastball in, and then utilize that curveball, which is a pitch that he's really worked hard to develop the last couple of years. Made a lot of progress with his curveball. Sticks with a fastball, and it's 2-2. He was a guy who was the Friday night starter at Oklahoma, and he only needed a fastball. Go out there every Friday night, throw 99 for a while, and dominate.
I still think he is of that mindset. He's trying to develop his secondary pitches. As you said, the slider at times is a really good wipeout pitch for him, but when push comes to shove, he's going to rear back and throw that four-seam fastball.
Loaded that curveball up there. That was the pitch we just talked about. He thinks that can be a really good pitch. He's getting close with it. And trying to get a strikeout with it there, but Lamb's just got a piece to stay alive at 2-2. Fights off a fastball at 99 miles an hour. That's the hard Gray slider. Got it too far in, and it's full 3-2. That's a really hard 90-mile-an-hour slider.
Yeah, maybe a little bit too hard that time. It had no vertical break at all. It was very flat. It did work its way off the plate inside. Jake Lamb couldn't offer at it, but real flat slider that time at 90.
Full count, 3-2. '98. Boy, this guy can really bring it. D-backs just saw John Gray 2 starts ago at Coors Field. He gave up 3 runs, 5 hits in 5 innings, got the loss. Diamondbacks won that game 6-2. Goldie on deck. Got him. Went to that slider again, gets his first strikeout.
He throws it so hard, it's almost like a cut fastball. Very little downward movement, if any.
Chance for Goldie now. Need a 2-out knock to get that run home. 310, 34 homers, 3rd in the majors in RBIs. He's 5th in OPS. Peralta, the runner at 3rd and 2 outs. Goldie came up in some big spots last night. 1st and 3rd, 1st and 2nd, 1 out in the 3rd inning. A double play ball. Another big chance in the 8th. Got a run home, but an RBI ground out to 2nd.
Well, partner, it'd be nice to return the favor. All 5 of the runs that the Rockies scored in the ball game last night came with 2 outs in the inning. Big knock right here put the D-backs on the board.
Yeah, Arenado was the real culprit. He knocked in 4 of the Rockies' 5 runs last night. He didn't go, Rob Drake. You got to love the Drake. 2-1.
Love the Drake so far.
He checked. Hard fastball at 98, and it's 2-2. Big night last night for J.D. Martinez, waiting his turn. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. High in the air, left field corner. Did he get enough? No, he did not. Parra leaping into the bullpen fence. Gerardo Parra is under that one. Gray strands the runner at 3rd. Still no score.
To the top of the second. Well, as we approach and live out the regular season in its final month, Torey Lovullo took some time to reflect on last year's offseason and the big trade that brought Walker and Marte to Arizona. He said he remembers vividly where he was when he found out this might be a possibility. He said Mike Hazen called him the day before Thanksgiving to tell him this might happen, and all Torey could do was pace his living room. One, because he couldn't believe he was in a position now to be privy to such trade talks, and number two, because he was excited about this young talent. Fast forward to September, and guys, he said they have exceeded his expectations. The way Marte has filled in for the team in a time of need, and the way Walker continues to make adjustments to make his mark in the majors.
Absolutely, Kate. Both these guys have been tremendous for the Diamondbacks this year. Taijuan starts Parra off with a curveball to steal strike one. 327, 10 homers. Not often you get the chance to acquire a 25-year-old right-hand power pitcher like Taijuan Walker, and let alone a potential future shortstop in Ketel Marte. And Marte could down the road be a second baseman. He's played some outfield as well. And that trade has worked out well for Seattle. They invested some long-term money in Gene Segura. They got Mitch Haniger in that trade. Good deal for both sides. 0-2 on Parra. Fastball missed for Mark Ripperger.
Now, partner, they did it again. The Cleveland Indians win number 20 in a row, tying them with the 0-2 Oakland A's for the longest winning streak in the American League. Corey Kluber with a complete game 5-hit shutout.
Corey Kluber has been the best pitcher in baseball for 2 months now. He has been unbelievable. 20 wins in a row for the Tribe.
It's amazing. It's not easy.
Good for them.
It's tough to win a 3-game series, for crying out loud.
Well, one more win and they'll have won 7 of them in a row. Pokes it out behind second. Marte drifting out there. One down in the second. Well, we're keeping our eye, as always, on the scoreboard. Diamondbacks 4 games ahead of Colorado for the first NL wild card. St. Louis 3.5 games behind the Rockies for the second. Milwaukee 4 back as Trevor Story steps up. Cardinals hosting Cincinnati tonight. They lead the Reds 8-4. They're in the 5th inning. Brewers home against Pittsburgh. Milwaukee has a 5-2 lead at Miller Park. They're in the 7th. Story drives one deep left center. And that one rolls to the wall. Trevor Story on the run. And they get it back in quickly. It's a 1-out double. 28th double for the Rockies shortstop.
Just center cut fastball that time, maybe inside corner, but that's right where Trevor Story likes it. He loves that ball middle in, especially up a little bit where he can get it in the air. Kind of a line drive all the way out to the 413 mark for a 1-out double.
Well, Story has his second double in this series. A 1-out base runner now for Mark Reynolds. Former Diamondback 0 for 4 last night. 268 and 29 home runs. He's up over 90 RBIs. Center field, AJ. 2 outs.
Catcher, number 21, Jonathan LaCroix.
The Rockies helping Taijuan Walker out a little bit. That's the 3rd 1-pitch out already in this ball game.
And with Gray, the pitcher, not even in the on deck circle yet, hitting behind the catcher Lucroy. First base open, they'll put him on. And here comes Big John Gray.
Pitcher number 55, John Gray.
Gray, an 0.97 hitter on the season, 3 for 31. One of the 3 hits, however, left the ballpark.
And I think that was a tape measure homer, too.
Long home run. Now, watching him take batting practice, I have to believe that whoever he hit that home run against just hit his bat. He had some ugly looking batting practice today, to the point where his last round he just took a couple of hacks, fouled him off the top of the cage, and walked out.
Out of play. John Gray's a big dude, 6'4", 235. Oh, and 2. Taiwan trying to strand that one out double. Chased a high fastball, struck him out. Bottom 2 on the way, no score. D-backs and the Rockies. National League wild card race, Miller Park, Milwaukee. Domingo Santana fair and down the left field line against the Pirates' Garrett Cole. Brewers 4 games behind the Rockies for that second wild card, and right now they lead the Pirates 5-2 in the 7th. St. Louis, Tommy Pham triples to right center. Cardinals 3.5 games behind Colorado, and St. Louis has beaten up the Reds. It's 8-4 in the 6th inning. Our unlimited baseball break brought to you by T-Mobile. So here's where things stand. Now we include the Cubs in this. We're at home beating the Mets 5-2. Milwaukee and St. Louis actually closer to Chicago's NL Central Division lead than they are the Rockies' lead for the second wild card.
Yeah, our T-Mobile unlimited baseball break seems like every night Tommy Pham is getting a big hit for the Cardinals.
He's a good player.
Yeah. He's rolling right now.
Speaking of rolling, J.D. Martinez doing his deep breath exercise, and we're set to go against John Gray to lead off the home half of the second.
J.D. Martinez over his last 3 games is 9 for 13. That's a .692 batting average. 3 extra base hits. He's driven in 4. You see his season numbers there.
3 hits last night. He doubled, had an RBI, scored twice. Blast one high to center field. And away gone. Just dingers. J.D. Martinez Martinez. That is number 38 on the year and his 22nd as a Diamondback. He has now hit 9 homers in his last 9 games.
That should count for more than one. You're right. That ball was absolutely mashed. It looked like it hit off the bottom of the batter's eye or the jumbotron out there in center field, the DBTV board. Long arching home run for J.D. Martinez. It did hit the DBTV board.
Wow, that is really a jumbo jack. Free jumbo jack tomorrow from Jack in the Box with the purchase of a large drink. Here's AJ. He's at it again. J.D. Martinez. How do you quantify what he's meant to this team this year? The numbers just don't do it justice, no matter how ridiculous they get. Gargo in foul ground. They retire Pollock. He broke the scoreboard. Watch this. Big dent out there now.
Ding in the board out there.
Second baseman,
We were kind of joking around about it earlier this afternoon. Where would the Diamondbacks be had they not made that trade for J.D. Martinez? Now, you'd like to think that guys would have stepped up and somebody would have picked up the slack, but I don't know who's out there that can do what J.D. Martinez has done for this team.
Daniel Descalso, second baseman tonight. Really, Bob, it goes back to what Kate was mentioning earlier. There's Mike Hazen, the GM, on the left there. Amiel Sade on the right. They were the ones that went out and got Taijuan Walker and Ketel Marte. They acquired J.D. Martinez at the trade deadline. Brought Daniel Descalso in here. Guys like Gregor Blanco. All the guys. Chris Iannetta, Jeff Mathis. The list goes on and on. This is slicing foul the other way and headed for the seats.
J.D. Martinez, fastest to 20 homers with a single team. He's second all time. Mark McGwire hit 20 homers in 42 games for the St. Louis Cardinals back in '97. J.D. Martinez reached the 20 homer mark as a member of the Diamondbacks after only 45 games.
We were talking last night about over the last 20 years which teams have made the most impactful trade deadline acquisitions. You always think of Carlos Beltran in Houston. You went to Cespedes 2 years ago for the Mets. And J.D., the numbers are right there. Ketel Marte waits his turn. 2-2 on Descalso. Odd looking at a hard slider. Well, you might remember when Manny Ramirez went to Los Angeles and had that crazy year back in '08. It was Manny Wood. Now Manny hit like 400 that half a season with the Dodgers, but look at the power numbers that J.D. has put up when Manny was a half-season sensation in Los Angeles. I mean, they're right there. Even better. Here's Ketel Marte.
Now the difference is defensively, if you hit a ball to J.D., he might catch it.
Well, hey, come on. Whoa, hey, whoa. You're not wrong. Slaps that one just foul down the line and right to Danny Wood, who's there. I like you, Betty. Danny, our Golden Glover down the left field line. Right field tonight. Sam drove my Chevy to the Levenberg.
Nice. By the way, the J.D. Martinez home run clocked at 114 miles an hour off the bat. Statcast said it went 447.
What do they know?
I don't know.
Incorrect.
Way above the 413 mark.
I have it at 647.
At least.
Trying to jip us. Try that curveball. Missed with it. 1-2. Here's another guy, Ketel Marte, that's had a really lively bat lately. Singled and walked in last night's ball game. He's hit safely in 7 straight. Hits it to LeMahieu, former Gold Glover over there, spins and throws him out from the outfield grass. J.D. Martinez just dingers his 38th, and it's 1-0 D-backs. And 1-0 D-backs as we start the third. D-backs 2018 season schedule is now available, fans. You can check it out for next year and buy or renew your D-backs season tickets. Get all the benefits of being a D-backs season ticket holder, plus priority for the best postseason seats. You can learn all you need to know about becoming a D-backs season ticket holder for 2018 and check out next year's schedule at dbacks.com/advantage. Charlie Blackmon flying out to center on the first pitch of the ball game, leads off the third against Taijuan Walker. Shift is on against the left-hand hitter. Jake Lamb all by himself on the left-hand side. Always got to be careful with Charlie Blackmon. He leads the major leagues in runs, hits, triples, and total bases. And he's leading the National League in batting average. Other than that,
he hasn't done much this year.
Can't think of anything. 4th in the majors in OPS.
You know, you would call him a pest, but he's not a prototypical leadoff hitter pest kind of a guy. He's a pest because if you make a mistake, he's liable to hit the ball in the seats, drive it into the gap. Good base runner.
Well, as we mentioned in Colorado last time we were there, probably no coincidence that Blackmon leads the majors in runs and Arenado leads the majors in runs batted in. Third walk of the ball game issued by Taijuan.
Second baseman, DJ LeMahieu.
The LeMahieu shift goes into full effect as Peralta runs all the way over from left field. There he is in right center, right in front of the pool. There is no one in left field or left center field. LeMahieu walked his first time up. Dave McKay on the left there, responsible for positioning the Diamondback outfielders. This is his baby, his brainchild, the LeMahieu shift. Last night he tripled over it into the right field corner off the wall. There's his strike, 0-1.
And because LeMahieu hits the ball to the right side so much, and because he handles the bat so well, this would seem to be a perfect hit and run opportunity for Bud Black. Had decent speed on the bases there, big hole on the right side of the field, and LeMahieu loves to hit it that way.
See where Lamb is, right on the line at third, and Marte shaded at shortstop over near the hole. That is to guard the line in case he does try and pull the ball down to left field line, because there is no one behind the third baseman and the shortstop. So that is the last line of defense on the left-hand side of the field. He insisted when we were at Coors Field earlier this month that it didn't bother him, but you could see him clearly trying to hit the ball to the left-hand side. He said last night, it doesn't bother me, I'll just hit it over the shift. There's those three outfielders. Pollock in center, Peralta the left fielder in right center, and Martinez in the right field corner.
Well, this might be hard to believe, but this is actually not as exaggerated a shift as they had in Colorado.
I think you're right.
AJ would have been over in front of the Fry sign out there.
I think he's over there just to make Torey Lovullo a little less nervous.
A little less nervous, yeah.
Because when they put this on, Torey, I mean, his nerves are a little frayed, as you can imagine. And you're just leaving all that room open in left field for a guy who won a batting title last year. Dave McKay had all the data, went into Torey's office and said, hey, I got an idea. Why don't we try this? And Torey looked it over and said, you've convinced me, I'm all in. Struck him out. Third strikeout for Taiwan.
That's one of the uglier swings you'll ever see DJ LeMahieu take. Just kind of got fooled by that fastball up and in. He has seen nothing but fastball so far in 2 at-bats in this ball game, which makes a lot of sense. If you're going to shift your outfield around to the opposite field, it's not wise to throw off speed pitches where he might speed up and pull that ball to left field. So all heaters to LeMahieu so far.
Now Peralta runs from right center over to his normal spot in left for Carlos Gonzalez. Cargo struck out looking his first time up tonight. Fastball missed. It's 1-0. Gonzalez is likely their hottest hitter. He's batting almost .420 in his last 10 games. Diamondbacks, it seemed, with Jake Barrett in the 8th inning last night, pitched around Cargo. Because of that reason, he's been their best hitter the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, when Carlos Gonzalez gets hot, in my estimation, you're better off going in. He can cover the outside corner. He can cover pitches that are 6 or 8 inches off the outside corner when he's swinging the bat well, but he has some trouble with pitches in.
Cargo was talking last night about he figured out midway through the season he was gripping the bat incorrectly, and his hands would be in the wrong position at impact, so you can see him with those fingers. We noted this last night, just kind of wobbling the bat in there. Blackman off with the pitch. This is high toward the pool, and it's over the pool. Carlos Gonzalez, that's his 11th of the year, and it's 2-1 Rockies. Well, he's, like we said, hot right now.
That big leg kick got a 93-mile-an-hour fastball inner third of the plate and up, and he knew it right away. Right off the barrel. That's a long drive over the pool out there in right center field.
Bounced up onto the concourse for Cargo. Heating up at just the right time for the Rockies after a season-long slump. Nolan Arenado. Just the 16th home run given up all year by Taijuan Walker. It to center, late break by AJ, but he's there.
That ball was doing some funny things as it got out there into center field for AJ. Like Arenado hit it right on the screws. That ball might have been knuckling. AJ had to change directions at the very end of his route to make that play.
He is still an elite defensive center fielder. Gerardo Parra popped up his first time, the former D-back back in town. Tried the splitter and spiked it in the dirt. 1-0. Hit hard and fair down the right field line. It's in the corner. Martinez digs it out. Parra digs for third. Here's the relay, and it's not in time. It hit him. And Parra's in with his first triple this year.
If that throw doesn't hit Gerardo Parra, they probably get him there at third base. We know about his adventures on the base pass. Sometimes it's misplaced aggression, but he's thinking 3 all the way. J.D. Martinez got that ball back to Daniel Descalso in good shape. Unfortunately, the throw hits him right in the small of the back. Safe at third with a triple.
Now a chance for Story, who doubled his first time up. Rockies now with 3 hits, all of them for extra bases, a double, a triple, and a home run. Low curveball from Taiwan, 0-2. Story leading the National League in strikeouts. He's got a whole bunch of swing and miss. Fastball missed up and in. Dodgers and Giants underway in San Francisco. No score. That's Kershaw and Cueto. Called strike 3. Rings him up with a curveball. But Carlos Gonzalez gets a 2-run homer. It's 2-1 Rockies. Third home run in his last 11 games has made it 2-1 Colorado. D-backs fans, don't forget to stop by your local Fry's and stock up on your favorite Pepsi products using your VIP card. You'll earn valuable D-backs rewards points that you can redeem for merchandise and for game experiences. Pepsi is the official soft drink of your Arizona Diamondbacks. Taijuan Walker leads off the bottom of the third against John Gray, who's now got a 2-1 lead. Taijuan has been a hitter this year. He's batting .234. He's got a home run. He's got 5 RBIs. And he knocks that one into left, a leadoff single. Here's the leadoff man, David Peralta. David singled up the middle his first time up tonight. Hit. A fastball, and he bounced it into right. First two have reached in the D-back third.
Love to see that. I mean, we know the Diamondbacks, like most major league teams, very much into the analytics, and John Gray loves that fastball. Likes to throw it early in the count, likes to throw it first pitch, so get ready to hit that first fastball.
See how Gray adjusts now, second time through the order. Chris Iannetta popped out his first time up tonight. Once again catching and batting second. Iannetta almost hit one out of here in the ninth inning last night. 2 on, 1 out. He hit it deep to right center field. Cargo ran it down just shy of the pool out there. Looked for a moment like it might be the walk-off home run. First pitch curveball missed with that 1-0. Chris has been hot lately. Last 15 games he's hitting about .320. Walker at second, Peralta the runner at first. There's that Gray slider. It's 1-1. D-backs have won 5 of their last 6 versus the Rockies. They lead the season series with Colorado 9-7. With 3 more to play here at Chase Field. You want to win that season series, and if they can get 1 win in the next 3, they will clinch a season series win, which if it comes down to a tiebreaker would be important. Came in with that fastball, and it hit him. The bases are loaded with nobody out for Jake Lamb.
Fastball runs inside and just grazes the pants on the left thigh right there. That's the best kind of hit by pitch.
As they said in Sopranos, the fleshy part of the thigh. Jake Lamb struck out his first time. Taijuan Walker at third. The freight train David Peralta at second. Chris Iannetta at first. Bases full of Diamondbacks and nobody out. Starts him off with a slider. Starting to see some first pitch curveballs and sliders the second time through the order. Fastball miss, 1-1. Things all lined up here for a Lamb slam. Jake's last home run August 20th in Minnesota. It's been 17 games. The Lambs are ready. That slider in a weird way almost acts as like an off-speed pitch because he's throwing 98, 99.
Yeah, and as I said earlier, it doesn't have a extraordinary break on it. It acts more as an off-speed pitch than anything else. Jake Lamb this season 5 for 12 with the bases loaded with a grand slam, a triple, and a couple of walks.
Another slider missed, and it's 2-2. Goldie on deck. J.D. Martinez, who was already homered once tonight, in the hole. Now everybody wants to get together. It's time for a team meeting. Bud Black says he has seen growth with his pitcher John Gray this year, especially the last few starts. The poise on the mound is better, and when there's a little bit of a dilemma, a little bit of a crisis, he's been able to work himself out of it. And he's made great strides in that area, but he's in a real mess here. Bases loaded, nobody out, 2-2 on Lamb. Fly ball, left field. Parra at the track. Walker will tag, and we're tied at 2. RBI number 99 on the year for Jake Lamb. A chance for Goldie. He flied out his first time up, hit it high in the air to the left field corner, and close to knocking it into the bullpen. Peralta at second, Iannetta at first. A run is in, 1 out. First pitch slider again. Gray trying to give these guys a different look the second time through the lineup. Chance for Goldie here, third in the majors in RBIs. Story is there, and yep, Peralta's doubled off. But they get the equalizer. Lamb gets a run home. It's 2-2. Ties it up 2-2 as we start the fourth. Hey, it's Twitter Tuesday, and Webby is taking over the Fox Sports Arizona Twitter account. There he is. He and his staff are tweeting as we speak. Nice work. And they will be answering all your questions during innings 3 through 5. So be sure to connect with Webby on the Twitter at Fox Sports AZ. Use the hashtag Webby on Twitter. There he is. Mark Reynolds will lead off the fourth against Taijuan Walker. Webby's huge on the social media.
Oh, I'm sure he is.
Big following.
Do they have an anti-social media?
It's basically the same thing, if you've read it ever. Reynolds lined out to center his first time. I was thinking about this, Bob, writing out the lineup card for the Rockies. What about the idea that Bud Black has his 2 strikeout guys, Story and Reynolds, numbers 1 and 4 in the league in strikeouts, batting back-to-back 6 and 7.
Yeah, a little bit odd. Yeah, you normally like to wedge somebody in between those 2 guys that'll see a lot of pitches, work a deep at bat, maybe take a walk from time to time. But I say it all the time. The manager knows his team a lot better than I do. Bud Black has a reason for backing up Story with Mark Reynolds here at the bottom of the order, and we'd have to ask him why.
Yeah. They both struck out in their first at bats last night. Story struck out his last time up, 2-2 on Reynolds. Got him. 5 strikeouts for Taijuan.
Right there, center cut fastball to a real good fastball hitter. Must have been looking for something else.
Catcher, Jonathan Lucroy.
Here's Lucroy given a free pass his first time up with pitcher Gray on deck. Lucroy tripled and scored a run last night. 1 for 4.
Oh, yeah, bad news for Dante.
Who's Dante?
Dante is one of our regular tweeters on Twitter Tuesday.
Oh, all right.
And Dante had a suggestion for a nickname for J.D. Martinez.
Well, that's already been established.
Yeah, that boat has sailed, Dante, which is why I think he's going to be a little disappointed. But he thought Just Damage J.D. But Dingers is it's already there. It's already done.
A lot of home runs and a lot of damage.
Yep.
It's a good thought. I like it.
Yeah.
It's a little broader scope than Just Dingers. But Just Dingers is, I mean, it's all about the long ball, right?
There's a ring to it. Yeah.
It's like a Sinatra song. J.D. Just Dingers. He's hit a whole bunch. And in the wintertime, when he hits free agency, it'll be Just Deposits. He's going to make some serious stacks on stacks on stacks.
Jumbo deposit.
Yes, that's even better. There you go. 3-2 on the Rockies catcher Lucroy. Tapped that out to right field, a 1-out single. Fourth hit for Colorado. Here's the pitcher Gray.
Pitcher, John Gray.
Brewers game is now a final. Milwaukee beats Pittsburgh tonight 5-2. Cardinals at home have an 11-4 lead over Cincinnati. They're in the 7th. Dodgers and Giants scoreless in the 2nd in San Francisco. Gray pulls back, takes ball 1. I'm sure that when you left our game last night, you went home and stayed up until 3 in the morning watching the Dodgers and the Giants.
I watched a few innings. I can't say I stayed awake until the very end.
Dodgers have lost 11 straight games, their longest losing streak since they moved from Brooklyn. They've lost 16 of 17. It's Kershaw and Cueto tonight.
Yeah, Kershaw won the only game during this losing streak. That was against the San Diego Padres.
Yeah, that's when he came off the DL. You're right. Yeah. 60 pitches for Taiwan, 38 strikes. Lamb on the grass at third. Ray pulls back. There's a strike, 2-1.
Now, if the Dodgers would happen to lose to the Giants tonight, their lead in the division, or rather, they'd be 39 games over 500.
Still comfortably ahead. But it's getting a little uncomfortable for that home field advantage in the National League playoffs with Washington. Nationals lost at home to the Braves 8-0 tonight. Bunts at first base side. Goldie's got it. Descalso's there. They move Lucroy along.
Hey fans, the day after every D-backs win, get 50% off all pizzas at regular menu price using promo code D-backs50 at papajohns.com.
Yeah, if the Nationals catch the Dodgers for the best record in the National League, and the Diamondbacks, as we plan, win the wild card game, they would then face Washington in the National League Division Series, and not the Dodgers. I think I'd rather play the Dodgers.
Well, for selfish reasons, it's much easier travel.
I like the way that we have been very competitive against the Dodgers this year. Robbie Ray owns LA.
No doubt about that.
Things to think about as we approach the middle of September. Blackman has flied out, walked, scored a run. 0 for 1. Lucroy at second, 2 outs. First pitch splitter from Walker.
Well, just a final footnote on that Cleveland game tonight. Their 20th win in a row. 7 of those 20 have been shutouts by the Cleveland pitching staff.
Corey Kluber. Whew, he's got it rolling. Well, they lost their 2 other big starters last year. They've got those guys back healthy now this year. Salazar, Santana. Andrew Miller's got a knee right now. That's a little bit problematic. And they're talking about having Jason Kipnis be their center fielder in the playoffs.
I saw some of that. They were working him out in the outfield, doing some drills.
Descalso smothers it and makes the play. Daniel Descalso saves a run at second, keeps it a 2-2 ball game. The former Rocky with a big play to win the top of the 4th.
Martinez will lead it off. He's very familiar with John Gray. Took him deep in Colorado. That's the one on the left. The one on the right is the long home run tonight. Our Cox high-speed highlights. A couple of tape measure blasts by J.D. Martinez. One on a pitch a little away. The other a little bit in. One to the left of center field. One to the right of center field.
The second one dented the scoreboard here. And JD will lead off the home half of the fourth against John Gray.
Have you checked that out yet, partner?
The virtual reality?
I gotta see what that looks like.
I gotta see what it looks like you wearing those goggles walking around bumping into things. I have enough trouble with regular reality. So.
And regular glasses.
JD's home run to lead off the second, is 38th of the year, and his 22nd with the Diamondbacks. So as of this moment, in 47 games with the D-backs, Martinez has 22 homers and 47 runs batted in. Struck him out with the curveball. A.J. Pollock. A.J. flying out his first time up tonight. A.J. fighting it a little bit right now. He has one hit in his last 19 at bats. And one hit was a big one, though, his double in the 8th inning last night. Gray, the second time through, really staying away from first pitch fastballs. We've seen curveballs and sliders. Fifty pitches for Gray, 34 strikes. There's that curveball. You can see why he's starting to really have some faith with that pitch. Came in with a fastball. Lucroy hangs on. A.J. strikes out. 2 down.
Elevated fastball that time from John Gray. When you can rush it up there in the upper 90s, anything you throw above the belt is going to be tough to catch up to.
Descalso struck out looking at his first at bat. Descalso flied out as a pinch hitter in the 8th inning last night. Homered here Saturday against the Padres.
He gave the fans a moment here last night. Hit that long home run, just foul down the right field line late in the game.
Knocks that one into right center field. 2-out single for Descalso. Ketel Marte now. Marte grounded out his first time up.
Everybody clap your hands. Come on, y'all. Check it out, y'all.
There's the first pitch fastball.
Love to see Ketel Marte reach somehow right here and clear Taijuan Walker's spot, even though Walker got a base hit back in that third inning and scored a run. Anytime you can roll past that pitcher and get back to the top of the order, that's a good thing.
Breaking ball missed, 1-1. D-backs about hit the Rockies 5-4. We're tied at 2. It is Teal Tuesday after all. Ketel is color coordinated.
It's getting to be a little bit like Martin Prado in his socks. You know, we got to keep track of what days he wears what color shoes.
Well, I think he lines it up with the uniform of the day.
Mm-hmm.
If it's teal, we see the teal. If it's red, we see the red.
Occasionally he'll break out the whites.
You've got to accessorize, baby.
Absolutely.
At least that's what my wife tells me. Hard slider missed, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ketel, a switch hitter. He's about 300 from the left side, 255 batting right-handed. And he's got genuine power from both sides of the plate. Descalso, the runner at first, 2 outs, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Foul behind Dave McKay at first. Boy, I bet Byron Buxton is putting on another show at Target Field. Twins lead the Padres there 16-0. They're in the 8th inning. He was sensational when we visited Minneapolis not too long ago. Called strike 3. Rings him up on the slider. 3 strikeouts in the inning for Gray. 5 of the ball game. We're tied at 2. D-backs and the Rockies. There is the 50-50 fans, and you can play in the D-backs 50-50 charity raffle right from home along with all of us at Chase Field. Get your tickets online for every D-backs home game televised on Fox Sports Arizona, and you'll have your chance to win half the pot and help kids in our community. Get your tickets at dbacks.com/50-50 raffle, and then stay tuned for the Diamondbacks live post-game show and find out if you're a winner. We have yet to win, and we play just about every day.
Well, you can't win if you don't play, though. At least that's what I've heard.
Somebody should use that as a slogan or something. They are all over the ballpark here. Now you can play along right from home.
Very easy to spot if you happen to be here at Chase Field. They all wear those bright yellow shirts. You see them all over the ballpark selling tickets for that 50-50. Yeah, you can do it from home.
LeMahieu's shift is in effect as he leads off the fifth. He has walked and struck out. David Peralta, the left fielder, stands in front of the pool in right center. And Lamb and Marte bunch near the line on the infield left hand side. Simple idea with the LeMahieu shift. Make him pull the ball. Take away what he does best. This is a guy who makes his living hitting the ball to right and right center. There's Dave.
And this is DJ LeMahieu's third at bat in the ball game, and he has seen nothing but fastballs so far. Every pitch.
Now that goes according with the shift, right?
I think that plays right into the shift. Now Walker has thrown fastballs in and out, and it's a little risky to throw that fastball inside. They're going to try to go up and in this time.
He hits it into the shift. There is the left fielder, Peralta. Makes the catch in right field, and now he'll run back over to his other spot.
Hey fans, we invite you to participate in Gila River game nights by signing up at one of the interactive kiosks located here at Chase Field during any D-backs home game.
I'm writing that down as F7. I don't care what anybody says. There it is. Well, here's Carlos Gonzalez, who launched one over the pool his last time up, just his 11th home run this year. But his third in the last 11 games. He is really heating up. It looked a little something like this after a Blackman walk.
Cargo's one of those left-handed hitters that we were talking about a week or so ago. When he's right, he has one of the prettier swings in all of baseball, but he really likes that ball middle of the plate away where he can extend, reach out and hook that ball back to right field like he did on that home run.
Hard splitter from Taiwan, 1-2.
Every splitter that Taiwan has thrown in this ball game has been to a left-handed hitter. No splits to righties so far.
Did he check? Yes, he did, Tom Hellion. Now, why would that be? Any guesses?
It's not unusual for a right-handed pitcher to go fastball, slider to right-handed hitters, and fastball, splitter in this case, or changeup to the left-handed hitters. That slider from a right-handed pitcher to a left-handed hitter many times will end up in that happy zone down and in, and that's a dangerous pitch to throw to a left-handed hitter.
Fights off a fastball, and it stays 2-2.
So you go with your fastball that ideally you can command on both sides of the plate, and then whatever your changeup is, in this case a split finger, and try to keep that low and away from the left-handed hitter. A slider that time, tried to run it in on the hands of Carlos Gonzalez, just a little too far in.
Full count, Arenado on deck. Chris Iannetta behind the plate tonight. Curveball lost the handle. It's a 1-out walk. That's the 4th walk of the ball game issued by Taiwan. 1 was intentional. And here's Arenado 0 for 2.
Third baseman Nolan Arenado.
See that RBI total for Arenado? That's #1 in the majors. He is in position to lead the major leagues in RBIs for the 3rd straight year. Iannetta had to get way out there to block that curveball.
Good range. Catcher's range is measured in inches as opposed to an outfielder's range measured in yards, but Chris Iannetta had to go a long way to his right to keep that ball from going to the backstop.
Fastball's a strike. Arenado doubled and homered last night. He's homered in 3 of his last 5 games. Trying to get him to chase that curveball again. He lays off. It's 2-1. Taijuan in the 3rd walked Charlie Blackmon ahead of Cargo, and Gonzalez hit a 2-run homer. Now he's walked Gonzalez ahead of Arenado. And Taijuan behind in the count, 2-1. 80 pitches, 49 strikes. Fastball away, and it's 3 balls and 1 strike. Gerardo Parra on deck. Taijuan has walked 4, struck out 5. Mike Butcher, the pitching coach. Missed with a fastball away. A pair of 1-out walks.
Just tried to dot that outside corner. If you're going to miss in your favorite way. I'll tell you, Nolan Arenado, I've said it a million times, when he hits, he looks like he is starving to swing that bat. His feet are moving, he's grinding his teeth, his hands are pumping, just waiting for that opposing pitcher to release the ball.
Well, Parra has been a very productive hitter this year for the Rockies. He tripled his last time up tonight. And this year is hitting over 360 with runners in scoring position. He's got 2 on and 1 out.
At the plate, left field, Gerardo Parra.
Gonzalez at second, Arenado at first.
You ready for this?
What do you got?
Dodgers trail the Giants 1-0. Kelby Tomlinson with a solo homer against Clayton Kershaw.
Kelby Tomlinson homered off Kershaw. We'll take it. Dodgers have lost 11 straight, 16 of 17. 1-0 on Parra. Right to shortstop. Marte, Descalso for 1. High throw. Pulls Goldie off the bag. Gonzalez stays at third. That would have ended the threat.
Marte a little passive, let that ball get to him. Descalso then has to rush his throw to first base and unfortunately airmails it. Watch Goldie immediately check the runner at third base. As he's in midair, he's already turning his head to make sure Cargo wasn't trying to score.
He's at third. They erase Arenado. Parra's at first. And Trevor Story is the hitter. Story has doubled, struck out looking, 1 for 2. First and third, 2 out. Taijuan has thrown that curveball way out there all night long to righties, and Iannetta has had to dive in the dirt to get it every time. Fastball's in there, 1-1. You got to be careful with Trevor Story in this ballpark. 13 games here, 8 homers. He's knocked in 17 runs. He's got it. Taijuan Walker gets out of trouble. It's still tied at 2. Fans, you can watch the drive to the pennant with MLB.tv every night, every device, the whole thing. Watch every out-of-market regular season game live, and you'll get a free subscription to At Bat Premium, the #1 app for live baseball. Blackout and other restrictions apply, so visit MLB.tv for details. The pitcher, Taijuan Walker, leads off the bottom of the 5th against John Gray. D-backs and Rockies tied at 2. Colorado has now left 7 on base. That was a big final out there when Walker retired Story to strand 2 runners. And a nice catch by David Peralta coming in left field.
Not an easy play by any stretch of the imagination. Sinking line drive out there, coming straight in.
Taijuan hits one deep left field. Parra runs it down. Well, he won some Gold Gloves in this ballpark as a Diamondback. Jawing back and forth with the D-back bullpen right there. And he takes extra bases away from Taijuan Walker.
Well, the fans that used to cheer him here at Chase Field are booing Gerardo Parra for that great running catch. That looked like extra bases in the corner. Parra was playing shallow, but covers a lot of ground, makes a nice running catch, and then starts barking at some of the D-backs relief pitchers.
And they're still going. Archie's giving him a hard time. David Peralta fastballs his strike. David 2 for 2, a pair of singles. Another one for Parra. Now he's really going to hear it. He is not used to being booed in this ballpark. 6 seasons with the Diamondbacks. Gerardo Parra won a pair of Gold Gloves here in the outfield. Base is empty, 2 down. Chris Iannetta. Just missed with that curveball. 1-0. Chris, 14 starts, batting second in the lineup. 7 extra base hits, 10 RBIs from this spot in the order. Torey Lovullo liked it so much when he would do this against left-hand starters. He started doing it with Chris against right-handers as well. Couldn't check on the fastball. 1-2. At first, he punched it into right. 2-out single for Chris. Here's Jake Lamb.
Third baseman, Jake Lamb.
Jake tied the ball game with a sacrifice fly in the third. Struck out his first time up against John Gray tonight. Rockies have 3 infielders on the right side of the field. Arenado all by himself midway between second and third. Pulled foul behind Dave McKay at first. First pitch curveball. D-backs need Jake Lamb's bat to get going. He's hitting .203 since the All-Star break. One and one. .70 pitches for John Gray, 50 strikes. Another one chopped foul to first. You see curveball, fastball, slider. Lucroy wants it elevated. Lays off at 97, 2-2. Goldie waiting for a chance. Good block by Lucroy. Curveball's in the dirt. It's full 3-2. Gray has yet to walk a batter tonight. He has hit one.
Yanetta will get a head start over there at first base. Looked like Mark Reynolds is going to swing around behind him at first, which is standard operating procedure, especially with a left-handed hitter at the plate. So Chris should get a pretty good jump from first base.
2 outs, 3 balls, and 2 strikes to Jake Lamb. Yanetta takes off, and that is called strike 3. Hard slider. 6 strikeouts for John Gray. 2-2 through 5.
right up at 2 as we head to the 6th. Well, they opened their season on October 18th right here on Fox Sports Arizona, but tonight the Suns players taking a timeout from hoops action to catch a ball game. It's Suns night at the D-backs, and Torey Lovullo welcomed in fellow Bruin Earl Watson and his team to the game, and I had a chance to speak with both coaches, both very complimentary of each other. And guys, Earl Watson told me he wants Archie Bradley to come out to a game and give his team the pre-game pep talk. In the meantime, I think it was a little contest of who wore it better, or should I say bearder? Anyway, you get what I'm saying, as Archie Bradley and Tyson Chandler went head-to-head with their team.
Thanks, Kate. Jake Lamb, long throw at third. They get Reynolds, one pitch, one out in the 6th. Who wore it? Bearder. Yeah, that works.
Who grew it? Bearder.
Oh, there you go. Next level. The catcher, Lucroy. Yeah, everybody's here. The Suns players and Earl Watson, the gorilla, is here. The Suns dancers. Wheezy is here. I always see him at entertaining the fans at Suns games.
Yeah.
Wheezy.
Wasn't that part of Taijuan Walker's nickname on Players Weekend? Wasn't he Ty Wheezy?
Good call. He was Ty Wheezy. Yeah. Once again, you have your finger right on the pulse of pop culture. More time for Lamb in the hole. 2 out.
Lemonade, lemonade like grandma made. And another one.
You know you want it.
All right, that is 20 even. Thank you, appreciate it. Bottled water, lemonade, lemonade like grandma made.
You know you want it. The pitcher, John Gray. He was number 1.
Yeah, best in the business.
That pirate guy still won't talk to us.
That's all right.
Walking around dressed like a pirate. Arr. There's that big slow curveball. 1-2 on Gray. You were reporting during the break that the Dodgers have come back against the Giants.
Yeah, Chase Utley with a solo home run out into McCovey Cove to tie up that ball game with the Dodgers and Giants. 1-1 in the top of the 4th.
Cardinals beat the Reds 13-4. Milwaukee beat Pittsburgh. Strike 3. Taijuan Walker gets us to the home half of the 6th inning. Tied at 2. story, some controversy in Philadelphia. Hyun-Soo Kim, Marlins and Phillies, bottom 9, ties it. Here comes the winning run, and he is in there. Phillies winning a walk-off.
But wait,
there's more. They take a look, and this is the nitpickiest of replays. The glove got the finger, out at home, walk-off canceled.
Oh, and they're still playing.
The Marlins and the Phillies still going.
13th inning. Oh, man.
Ouch.
Still tied, and it's still going.
Still tied here, 2-2, bottom 6th. Goldie leads it off. He's 0 for 2. Goldie 0 for 6 in the series so far. Did drive in a run last night, RBI ground out. Curveball, so strike 1-1. All 2 base hits shy of 1,000 for the career. Hard fastball at 96. It's 1-2. Went back to the curveball. We'll be seeing a lot of John Gray in the years to come, D-backs fans. JD Martinez has done it again, a solo homer in the 2nd. He's on deck. Big power right-hander John Gray, only 25 years old. He'll be 26 in November. Struck him out with that slider. 7 strikeouts for Gray.
That slider starting to move a little bit more. You may remember I said in the early part of the game he had no downward movement on the slider. It was very flat, but he's starting to get some corkscrew action on that slider and get the downward break he's looking for.
JD has homered and struck out. His home run is 38th of the year. 22nd as a Diamondback. He led off the 2nd by denting the DB-TV board in dead center, way over the yellow line. Got a first pitch curveball. It's 0-1. So JD has now hit safely in 13 of his last 15 games. And during that stretch, he's got 12 home runs. That's insane. Crazy. Ooh, he was on that fastball.
Boy, does he generate some bat speed. When he makes up his mind to swing at a pitch, especially if it's down in the zone, that's as fast a bat speed as you'll see in the game.
Lifts this one out to Gonzalez in right.
Hey fans, anytime the D-backs score 5 runs or more, Taco Bell is giving away 3 free tacos with the purchase of a large drink between 4 and 6 the following day at participating locations.
AJ 0 for 2. He has flat out struck out.
I just got a note on my phone here. The Twins shut out the Padres 16-0 tonight, and they hit a home run in each of the first 7 innings of the game.
Ouch.
It is a major league record. Excuse me.
Wow. Yeah, some big numbers all over the big leagues. Twins won 16-0. Cardinals beat the Reds 13-4. Mariners 10-3 winners at Texas. Michael Brenly's Red Sox beat Oakland 11-1. A lot of offense all around baseball tonight. Plus there's that Marlins Phillies game still tied up in extras. Braves won in Washington 8-0. AJ shoots one toward the left field corner. Another two-out hit for the Diamondbacks. That's double number 29 for A.J. Pollock.
A.J. able to lengthen his swing here on this breaking ball, working its way down in the zone. Manages to get the barrel on it, hook it into the left field corner. Nice adjustment to his swing.
Well, that's the third consecutive inning that the Diamondbacks have had a two-out base hit. And it's up to Descalso, who singled his last time up, to get the run in. Diamondbacks have out-hit the Rockies 7-4. Descalso, 10 homers this year. That's a career high. 7 have come at Chase Field. He just missed a big one here last night. Slider misses, 1-1. Sanderson, Ford, bullpen. Andrew Chafin, the lefty. David Hernandez, the right-hander. There's a strike. Ketel Marte is on deck. Taijuan Walker's spot behind him. Rockies will have the top of the order due up in the 7th. Blackman, LeMahieu, and Cargo. Lamaro Vargas getting ready in the dugout. The 1-2 from John Gray. Got him. 98-mile-an-hour fastball. 8 strikeouts for Gray. We hit the 7th. 2-2 ball game. Walker, a winner in his previous 3 starts. State Farm winning combo. Pitched out of some big spots tonight. Walked 5, struck out 6. Really the only problem was the Cargo homer in the 3rd.
Yeah, that's really the only blemish on the night. He did walk 5 batters in the game, 1 intentionally. You'd like to see him cut down on that number a little bit, but very aggressive with that fastball once again, through some good splitters, through some good sliders.
And mid-90s in terms of the pitch count somewhere in there is generally where Taiwan has hit the wall. So Torey Lovullo maybe trying to cut that off. He goes to the bullpen. It's Andrew Chafin, the sheriff, is on to start the 7th inning. It's the Ashline call to the bullpen. And the leadoff man Charlie Blackmon leads it off for the Rockies. Blackmon has walked and scored a run. He's 0 for 2. David Hernandez continues to throw in the Diamondback bullpen. Charlie Blackmon hits left-hand pitching, .335 versus lefties this year. Dodgers are threatening to snap their 11-game losing streak. They lead the Giants now 4-1. They're in the 4th inning in San Francisco. Johnny Cueto is out of the ball game. Clayton Kershaw pitching for L.A.
Yasiel Puig with a 2 RBI double to stretch that lead to 4-1.
Big cut at that Chafin slider, and it's 2-2. Two and two. High tapper, and that's foul. So you've got the Diamondbacks holding a 4-game lead over these Rockies for the first wild card spot. St. Louis 3.5 games behind Bud Black's ball club for that second wild card. Cardinals beat the Reds 13-4. Milwaukee was 4 back. Brewers won at home. They beat the Pirates 5-2. So the pressure is on Colorado tonight. It to left, Peralta. Now let's stay with Peralta here. DJ LeMahieu is the hitter. He wants to see if there's going to be a pitching change before he runs all the way out to right center field, and there will be. Here comes Torey Lovullo. So David can slowly walk over to right center field as they put in place the LeMahieu shift. But first, we'll have a pitching change. Rockies and Diamondbacks tied at 2. Rockies in the 7th inning. This is definitely our season, fans. D-backs in a fight for postseason. Don't miss out on any postseason action this year. Make sure you register online for the opportunity to get your playoff tickets. Visit dbacks.com/postseason for more information. Hopefully that National League wildcard game is right here at Chase Field October 4th. If it is, you will not want to miss it, so make sure you sign up online. Right-hander David Hernandez comes on to face DJ LeMahieu, and they put the shift on in the outfield. You've got Pollock in center, Peralta the left fielder in right center field, and Martinez in the right field corner. They've done this all 4 times. LeMahieu has been up. So far he has walked, struck out, and flied out. In fact, he hit the ball right to Peralta his last time up.
As many times as we've seen this LeMahieu shift, it still looks so weird.
It's crazy.
2 infielders bunched up on the left field line, 3 outfielders bunched up in right center and right field.
This is analytics at its best right here. This is all the data. They have years of hit data on DJ LeMahieu, and everywhere there's a whole bunch of dots is where they have a defender.
I mean, it really does make all the sense in the world, especially if you have a large volume to pull from. A lot of at bats by DJ LeMahieu, a lot of little dots on that spray chart. Why defend an area where he never hits the ball? And if he does happen to pull one into left field, you just tip your cap to him. And
well, he kind of tomahawked that one into left center. AJ's over there to pick it up, and it's a 1-out single. So now you've got the big boys coming up, Cargo and Arenado.
Carlos Gonzalez.
High fastball. Tried to be a little more aggressive with his top hand that time, almost ensuring that he was going to roll over and hit that ball to the left side of the field, and found that big hole in the straightaway shortstop position.
Now Peralta goes back to his usual spot in left. Gonzalez has struck out, homered, and walked. Lamb on the edge of the grass at third. You're going to let Hernandez face the lefty here. No one throwing in the D-back bullpen. This is the guy who's had the hottest bat for the Rockies the last 10 days or so. Look out. That one almost got Tony Diaz at first. Our man Sam Levenberg is on it. Fastball missed. 2 balls and 1 strike. Arenado waiting. He walked his last time up, 0 for 2. Cargo launches another one. His second tonight, his 12th of the year, and it's 4-2 Rockies. That's 4 home runs in his last 11 games.
Just tremendous plate coverage once again. Backdoor slider that just caught way too much of the strike zone that time. Oh, he knew it right away. That one went farther than the first one.
20th career multi-homer game for Carlos Gonzalez. And now you deal with Nolan Arenado. That's going to get out of play. Now you're seeing why in the 8th inning last night when Jake Barrett was out there against Cargo. They kind of pitched around him, didn't give him anything to hit. He walked, and then Arenado came up, hit that 3-run homer. But Gonzalez has been the guy to avoid, and he's shown why tonight. Curveball, swing and a miss, 1-2.
Well, you mentioned Cargo's probably been the hottest Rockies hitter over the last 10 days or 2 weeks, and sometimes that changes your thinking in whom you choose to go after in the opposing lineup.
Yeah.
I mean, Nolan Arenado's no trip to the beach, but right now Cargo is red hot.
Foul ground for Goldie. Knows exactly where that fence is. Well, you had lefties to choose from back there if you wanted to really match up in this inning, because Cargo is hitting only about 200 against left-handers this year. But they stayed with Hernandez, and now it's 4-2.
Yeah, because of the way Bud Black has staggered his lineup, lefty righty, lefty righty, lefty righty, all the way down to Mark Reynolds' spot in the lineup. Sometimes you have to make a choice.
Yeah.
Do I like the left-hander against Arenado, or do I like the right-hander against Cargo? You got to pick one of them, and sometimes there's no good choice to be made.
Yes, he went, Tom Hellion. Yeah, you've got options down there, certainly with September rosters expanded, but you can't change pitchers with every hitter. Now the lefty is up, Jorge De La Russa, the former Rocky. Oh, 2.
That's the great thing about the game of baseball. When it comes time to make decisions as a manager and as a coaching staff, you always have options. Sometimes the options aren't very good, but you've got to pick one of them.
Sounds like the voice of experience.
Oh, man, yeah. and players can make you look good. They can make your decisions look really good when they go out and execute and do their jobs.
Which has happened for Torrey a lot this year.
Sure.
Carlos Gonzalez, his second home run tonight, has made it 4-2 Colorado.
The Rockies have doubled up the D-backs. It's 4-2. Time to take a look at this day in baseball history. Brought to you by Geico. We go back to September 12th in 1969. The Mets swept the Pirates in a doubleheader. Jerry Koosman and Don Cardwell both go the distance in 1-0 victories. And both pitchers drove in the only run of their game.
Jerry Koosman and Don Cardwell. Good work there.
I like that one.
Those are good names.
You shut them out and drive in a run, you're going to win.
Ketel Marte will lead off the bottom of the 7th against John Gray, who's now got a 4-2 lead. Pitcher spot is up next. Ray Fuentes is in the on-deck circle. And then it's the leadoff man, David Peralta. All 4 Rockies runs coming courtesy of Carlos Gonzalez, a pair of 2-run homers. He's tapped to second for LeMahieu. 1 out. So now it's Ray Fuentes batting for the pitcher. 244, 3 homers. Ray had a pinch hit home run into the pool area in the series opener against the Padres last Friday. His 2nd pinch hit home run this year. Ray 4 for 12 as a pinch hitter this season.
Ray's still throwing hard. 98 on that last fastball right on the inside corner.
Struck him out. 9 strikeouts for John Gray.
Well, we've talked a lot about John Gray's big fastball in this game, but his breaking stuff has really improved since the early part of the game. Much better command of that slower curveball, much better downward movement on his slider.
David Peralta 2 for 3, a pair of singles. Curveball, Sestraka 1-1. John Gray 9 strikeouts. He has not walked a batter tonight. He has hit 1. Quickly ahead of Peralta. 0-2 as David fights off that fastball. 97 as Gray approaches 100 pitches. Curveball miss. 1-2. Called strike 3. A hard slider. 10 strikeouts through 7 innings for John Gray. He leads it 4-2. won 7 of their last 8, and they lead the Diamondbacks 4-2 as we start the 8th inning here at Chase Field. What's next brought to you by CenturyLink, the 3rd of this 4-game series. Left-hander Patrick Corbin goes for the Diamondbacks against the guy who really has been the Rockies' most consistent pitcher all year long, the big right-hander German Marquez. Diamondback Live pregame show at 6 o'clock on Fox Sports Arizona. New pitcher for the Diamondbacks, the right-hander J.J. Hoover. The ash line called to the bullpen. J.J.'s 45th appearance. Trevor Story will lead off the Colorado 8th. D-backs have out-hit the Rockies 7-6, but they trail it 4-2. Slow curveballs, a strike, 0-1. Story doubled in the second. He's 1 for 3. Back to J.J. Hoover. 1 down. Mark Reynolds now.
First baseman, Mark Reynolds.
Reynolds 0 for 3. Reynolds got off to a big start this year, but he's been a little quiet since the All-Star break, below 240 now. Slider miss, 1-0. Reynolds 282, 14 homers with Colorado last year. They brought him back just before spring training opened this year on a minor league deal. He was still sitting out there. Got a $3 million offer to play in Korea this year, but passed and took the Rockies minor league deal instead, and boys, it worked out. 29 home runs this year, 93 RBIs. Scott Oberg, the right-hander in the Rocky bullpen. Diamondbacks in the home half will have 2, 3, and 4 due up. Ionetta, Lamb, and Goldie. Slider missed, 3-1. Reynolds doing a good job not chasing those pitches. Lucroy, the catcher, on deck. Pitcher spot behind him. The glove of Lamb, and it rolls down the left field line. Reynolds cruises into second with his 20th double.
Slider on the inside part of the plate. Here's Ionetta, J.J. Hoover both wanted it away, but got it on the inside part. That gives Reynolds a chance to pull it hard down that left field line.
So it's Lucroy, the catcher, the number 8 hitter. Raimel Tapia will come out of the dugout. He will hit for John Gray. He's in the on-deck circle. So Gray's night, it looks like, will end here. He was terrific today.
He was really good. The 10 strikeouts tonight ties the season high. June 30th here at Chase Field in a 6-3 Rockies win over the Diamondbacks. He also struck out 10.
Lucroy has walked and singled tonight, 1 for 2. Really got to avoid these tack-on runs. Diamondbacks the last few games have had some issues late in games when they're behind, keeping the deficit where it needs to be. Fastball fouled off, 1-1. De La Rosa warming up again in the Diamondback bullpen. Reynolds at second after his 1-out double. different set of signs from Chris Iannetta back there.
Yeah, usually with J.J. Hoover on the mound, they just use a system they call pumps. Just you see a flash. One flash is a fastball. 3 flashes is a slider. But obviously that's very easy for a runner at second base to pick up. After you see a couple of pitches, you should know what's coming next if you're just using those flash signs. So instead they go to a series of touches. Everything means something or not.
Big cut out a 2-1 fastball.
That might be the very first location that Chris Iannetta touches is the pitch he wants J.J. Hoover to throw. The rest of it is just a decoy.
Tapia set to hit for Gray. Skies it to very short right. Descalso calling for it. 2 outs.
Hey fans, new giveaway alert to commemorate J.D. Martinez record-tying 4-homer game on September 4th. The first 10,000 fans in attendance to next Saturday's game, September 23rd, will receive a J.D. Martinez 4-homer game T-shirt. Get tickets now at dbacks.com. That's pretty cool.
That's the design that's on the front of the shirt. It's very cool. So Tapia, the left-hand batter, is announced as the pinch hitter for Gray. Torey Lovullo has his lefty Jorge De La Rosa ready to go, and he's going to bring him in right here. We'll take a break from Chase Field. D-backs trail the Rockies 4-2. Eighth inning here at Chase Field. Fans, it's the fight for postseason. Don't forget, if you can't watch all the games on TV, stream them live on your mobile device. Use Fox Sports Go, presented by your Valley Honda dealers. Download the free app and take Fox Sports Arizona and the D-backs with you wherever you go. New pitcher, the lefty Jorge De La Rosa, brought on to face the left-hand batting pinch hitter Raimel Tapia. So once Torey Lovullo brought his lefty in, Bud Black pulled Tapia and sends Ian Desmond up to the plate, the right-hand batter. He tried the same thing in the 9th inning last night, and Desmond struck out. 274, 5 homers. Off the fist, a little tapper to second. Descalso's there, and that does it. Time's running out. Bottom 8 on the way. Diamondbacks down 2.
for Diamondbacks Live, the postgame show, coming right up after the game. And Brandon, once again, a matchup that didn't play the way Torey Lovullo wanted it to play out, right?
No, it didn't here in the 7th inning. You know, Cargo hotter than anybody on that team, I bet. And you know, he gets a hold of one, two-run home run, breaks a 2-run tie. See if we can, you know, get back at him and get a win.
We'll take a closer look at that and so much more. The standard fare, D-Backs Live, the postgame show. But first, Steve and Bob, we have to send it back to you to bring it home. So it's all yours.
All right, thanks, guys. We'll look forward to that after the ball game. The right-hander Scott Oberg, who has struck out the side in each of his last 2 appearances, is on for the Rockies. His 58th appearance of the year. Chris Iannetta, Jake Lamb, Paul Goldschmidt, 2, 3, and 4 due up in the Arizona 8th. Well, that knocked some guys down in the Rockies dugout like bowling pins.
Every time a right-handed hitter would do that back in the day, Gonzo would scream from the dugout, hit a left-handed pitcher. A screaming line drive into the other team's dugout. Gonzo was hoping it hit a left-handed pitcher so he wouldn't have to face him.
Each team with 7 hits. Rockies have a 4-2 lead. A pair of 2-run homers tonight from Carlos Gonzalez. It's fouled off, and it's 1-2. Cargo's 20th career multi-home run game. At third. Well, the Diamondbacks last night, after the Rockies got 3 in the 8th inning, were down 5-2 in the bottom of the 8th and made it a ball game. They have to do the same thing here tonight, down 4-2. Lamb has knocked in a run with a sac fly. He struck out twice. Story, the shortstop, drifts over to the first base side of second, almost right behind the bag. And Mayhew on the edge of the grass as well. Jake sac fly RBI in the 3rd was his 99th of the year. 0-2, 99-mile-an-hour fastball that time.
Oberg has kind of an unusual thing he does out there as he reads the signs from Jonathan Lucroy. Holding the ball in his hand, he'll go to the bill of his cap with the ball in his right hand. Right there, he does it a couple of times. Now, call me paranoid, call me cautious. I want to know what's underneath the bill of his cap that he's rubbing his thumb on.
Lamb fights it off. Blackman coming in, and he's got it.
It might be nothing. It might just be a habit that he's developed over the years. But anytime I see a pitcher consistently going back to the same spot on his body, whether it be his belt, the back of his ear, the back of his neck, or the underside of the bill of his cap, kind of raises a red flag for me.
Now, I believe the rule is the umpires won't go out and check anything unless they're asked to by the manager, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Goldie 0 for 3. Well, he could theoretically have the ball in his mitt touch the cap with his thumb and then put whatever is on his thumb on the ball in the glove.
Yeah, he could do that too.
But it is a little odd. You're right.
And judging from the motion on his pitches, I don't think he's doing anything that would cause the ball to react in an unusual way. As I said, probably just a habit he developed over time. Might not even know he does it. Think back to the day Gaylord Perry. I don't know if a lot of fans probably don't even know who Gaylord Perry is. Great Hall of Fame pitcher, but he was known for throwing the spitball. And to keep that image going before every pitch, he'd touch the back of his ear, his jersey, his hat, the back of his neck.
Arenado spins and throws. Reynolds kept his foot on the bag. Torey Lovullo with his hand up. Jerry Narron on the phone with Alan Campbell, the video coordinator. Heck of a play either way. Yeah, they will challenge.
One thing I want you to notice when we show you another replay of this play at first base, don't forget about Mark Reynolds. Watch Paul Goldschmidt's foot. Watch where he hits the base. His toe on the very front edge of the bag. That's as fast as you can get there right there. So many guys hit the middle of the base or the back of the base, or they break up their stride so they hit the bag with either their left foot or their right foot. Goldie always gets that toe on the front corner of the bag.
Or some guys will step on top of the middle of the bag, won't they?
And slip and fall. The bases are slippery, especially if there's been some rain.
Ask Bryce Harper.
Yeah.
He is out at first. D-backs lose the challenge. So we'll hit the ninth. It's 4-2 Colorado. Enjoy some afternoon baseball here at Chase Field on Thursday with matinee price tickets. The D-backs and the Rockies, the series finale, a 12:40 start. It's your matinee seats for this wild card battle versus Colorado right now. dbacks.com/matinee. That'll be Zach Godley versus Chad Bettis. Tomorrow night, Patrick Corbin and Herman Marquez. Left-hander Jorge De La Rosa, who got the final out of the 8th, is out there to start the 9th. They'll face the leadoff man, Charlie Blackmon. Blackmon tonight 0 for 3. He walked and scored in the 3rd. Showed you coming back. Paul Goldschmidt and Jake Lamb. Lamb hitting 3rd, Goldie cleanup. Those two are combined 0 for 7 tonight with 1 run batted in. Carlos Gonzalez has done almost all the damage for the Rockies, a pair of 2-run homers. Foul ground, third base side, Marte. He's got it! Whoa. Ketel Marte takes one away.
Second baseman, DJ LeMahieu.
One last peek at that barrier right there. Reaches over, makes a great catch. Our Chaz Roberts Air Conditioning and Plumbing. Cool play of the game. Nice job by the fan in the white t-shirt to give way and give Marte a chance.
Outstanding job by that fan. Blackman fouls out. That's a heads-up fan right there. I like that guy. No LeMahieu shift. They will leave Peralta in left. Pollock shades over toward the pool in right center. LeMahieu 1 for 3, singled his last time up. They'll leave Peralta over there, although he shades over toward left center field. First time tonight they have not put the shift on against LeMahieu.
It's not the exaggerated LeMahieu shift, but they are bunching the outfielders. J.D. Martinez playing off the line in right. A.J.'s a couple steps over in the gap in right center, but David Peralta almost positioned in that left center field gap.
Comes in with that fastball. Any idea why you wouldn't put the shift on here?
Well, I think it takes away too many of De La Rosa's weapons out there on the mound. I mean, we talked about Taijuan Walker earlier in the game throwing all fastballs to DJ LeMahieu. De La Rosa has a good fastball, but if he has to stand out there and throw fastballs every pitch, he's probably going to get hit hard. You'd like him to be able to use his splitter and his breaking ball against LeMahieu, and that's a pitch that might get pulled into left field.
Good hard fastball there, and it's 2-2. Braden Shipley, the right-hander, warming up in the Diamondback bullpen.
De La Rosa trying to reverse an ugly trend over the course of this homestand. In the 7th, 8th, and 9th inning of ball games, Diamondbacks pitching has given up 15 runs this homestand.
Jorge De La Rosa, you don't need a shift. He's got that cut fastball.
2 strikeouts in the game for DJ LeMahieu. He doesn't strike out 2 times in a week.
Yeah. Now here's Cargo. A pair of 2-run home runs, one in the 3rd, one in the 7th. His 7th inning homer came off the right-hander David Hernandez. That broke up a 2-2 tie. They had De La Rosa available in the pen at that time, but they elected to let Hernandez pitch to him. And Cargo is hitting only .204 against left-hand pitchers this year. There's another cutter from Jorge De La Rosa, former Rockies opening day starter. D-backs in the home half will have J.D. Martinez, A.J. Pollock, and Daniel Descalso due up 5, 6, and 7. Well, they got him to look bad in that at bat. De La Rosa 1, 2, 3 ninth. Diamondbacks coming up. Diamondback ninth against the Rockies. Scott Oberg. D-backs down to their final 3 outs.
Leading off for the D-backs, right fielder, J.D. Martinez.
Hey fans, Saturday college football back on Fox Sports Arizona Plus. ASU at Texas Tech taking on the Red Raiders. Coverage starts at 5. Fox Sports Arizona Plus and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. Martinez 1 for 3, a home run to lead off the second, his 38th of the year. Rockies bullpen is busy. Martinez's homer in the second, his 9th home run in 9 games. Estevez the right-hander, Russin the lefty. Fly ball, deep right field. Gonzalez. It's off the wall. High off the wall. He just missed another one. Not played all that well by Cargo out there. It's a leadoff double for just doubles Martinez.
I'll tell you, J.D. Martinez can fool a lot of good outfielders. When he hits the ball hard and gets backspin on it, it carries forever. It looked like a home run off the bat. Good trajectory, just gets out there to right field and dies against the wall. You see the D-backs fans out there helping Cargo with that fly ball.
Well, that's just good sportsmanship as well. So here we go again, a lot like last night. Diamondbacks tying run at the plate, nobody out in the 9th. And it's A.J. Pollock who doubled his last time up. The D-backs loss and their lead over Colorado for the first NL wild card would be 3. If they win it, it's back to 5. The Cubs won, the Cardinals won, the Brewers won tonight. Welcome to September. Fastball missed at 98. It's a ball and a strike. Right-hander and a left-hander warming up in the Colorado bullpen. Third, looks Martinez back. They retire Pollock for the first out. Here comes Bud Black. Descalso is the hitter. And he wants the lefty. Take a break from Chase Field. Back after this.
I ain't got none, but I'm planning on growing some. Imagine all the Hebrews doing
Diamondbacks and Rockies at Chase Field. Diamondbacks have the tying run at the plate, 1 out. Daniel Descalso is the hitter. And so Bud Black goes into his bullpen and delivers the left-hander Chris Russin, who is second in the major leagues with those 77 1/3 innings pitched as a reliever. He's usually kind of a long man back there, but he's run on to get the left-hand batter here in the 9th.
He's been really good since August 4th. In 14 ball games, a total of 22 1/3 innings. He's pitched to an .081 ERA, 23 strikeouts against only 4 walks. This is a guy we mentioned before game 1 of this series. He will quick pitch. He'll stand on the rubber, look like he's going to take a full windup, and then just kind of jump at home plate and deliver the pitch. Got to be wary of that.
Now remember, Descalso in the 8th inning last night had that terrific at bat against the lefty Dunn. Just missed that home run that breezed by the right field foul pole. And he's got another big at bat against the left-hander right here. Martinez at second after a leadoff double, 1 out. Daniel hitting 186 against left-hand pitchers this year, including 2 home runs. 2 for 5 career against the lefty Russin. Fly ball, deep right center field. Blackman under the home run porch. Tracks it down. Martinez tags and heads for third. Descalso really gave it a ride. Now it's up to Ketel Marte. Now if you leave the lefty in, if you're Bud Black, you flip Marte around. He's 297 left-handed, 255 righty. Pitcher spot is behind Marte. Brandon Drury has come out in the on-deck circle. D-backs down to their last out. Marte 0 for 3 tonight. He's got a 7-game hit streak on the line. D-backs have lost 3 of their last 4 following that 13-game win streak. Last man standing here in the 9th. One and two. Brandon Webb, Todd Walsh standing by. Diamondbacks Live, presented by CenturyLink. The post-game show follows. 2 more to play against the Rockies tomorrow night and Thursday afternoon. Quick pitch. Missed with a changeup. 2-2. D-backs had their chances. Jake Lamb 0 for 3 with an RBI sac fly. Goldie 0 for 4. 2-2 on Ketel Marte. Another quick pitch. Fights it off. Rolls to second. LeMahieu's there. And Colorado has taken the first 2 games of this 4-game series. The Rockies have won 6 in a row, 8 of their last 9. And they're now only 3 games behind the Diamondbacks for that first National League wild card.
Well, this is a completely different looking Rockies ball club that we saw at Coors Field last week. They look like a beat team at Coors Field. Diamondbacks went in there and swept them, but they've got a little bounce in their step here at Chase Field.
Got to think of something fast here and try and salvage the back end too, as the season series is now 9-8 in favor of Arizona with 2 more to play. Let's get the post-game festivities underway with Todd Walsh. Todd.
Steve, thank you very much. And Brandon, I echo the sentiments of Steve and Bob right there. That's a confident Colorado Rockies team. The issue I have is you look forward to a playoff game, maybe a series. You got to win the late game matchups, and in games 1 and 2, the Diamondbacks did not.
No, they're coming off a big series there in LA. They're feeling really good. Now they took the first 2. All the D-backs can do is look for and hopefully get the later 2.
And some stability, as Steve mentioned. That's now a 3-game margin of error, if you will, for that first wild card spot. So we'll come back here to Chase Field and begin Diamondbacks Live, the post-game show. Kate Longworth is here. She'll be inside the Arizona Diamondbacks clubhouse. We'll get inside the interview room and hear from manager Torey Lovullo, as we always do. And when we return around the corner up to the broadcast booth, and Bob Brenly's take on what we all just watched here tonight. Diamondbacks fall 4-2, dropping game 2 of this series with the Colorado Rockies. Stick around. More to come in just a moment.